When thousands of tons of grain pour into a commercial storage silo, a single variable dictates whether that harvest will remain safe or succumb to rapid, irreversible spoilage. That variable is moisture. Controlling this threat comes down to capturing an accurate snapshot of the grain's water content before it ever hits the bin. At this feed mill, we extract that data point using the Feedlot HE50 grain moisture tester. Before initiating a test, you must clear 3 distinct prerequisites. First, verify the instrument's calibration is up to date. Second, confirm the measuring chamber is absolutely clean and free of leftover debris. And third, draw a truly representative sample that accurately reflects the larger batch you are evaluating. Without these preliminary checks, any data you pull will be compromised. Maintaining a pristine testing environment ensures the numbers you base your storage decisions on are actually true to the grain. Look closely at the device interface. You'll see a scrolling menu listing different agricultural crops, from barley and wheat to oats, sorghum, and corn. Before pouring your sample, you must select the exact profile that matches the batch you're testing. Every grain type has unique moisture characteristics. If you leave the meter set to wheat while testing corn, the resulting data is invalid. Once the correct profile is locked in, take your representative sample and pour it steadily into the measuring chamber. Fill the chamber all the way to the brim. Make sure there are no large gaps or empty voids inside the cylinder. The instrument relies on a specific internal volume to execute its calculations. If you underfill the chamber, the device assumes there is more material present than there actually is, skewing the final measurement. By securing these 2 baselines, the correct digital crop profile and a fully occupied physical volume, you establish the conditions necessary for the meter to perform an accurate physics measurement. Now place the compression cap onto the fully loaded chamber. Begin twisting the cap down. Continue rotating it until you hit the built-in mechanical limit, reaching the specific standardized pressure required by the device. This compression enables the core technology of the HE50, measuring electrical capacitance, also known as dielectric properties. Electrical current flows easily through a high water environment, but encounters severe resistance through dry material. As you pack the grains tighter, increasing sample density, this physical compression shortens the distance the current must travel between individual kernels. Applying different pressure levels from one test to the next causes grain density to fluctuate. That shifting density creates wildly erratic electrical capacitance readings. Your consistency in turning that cap to the exact same pressure point every single time is what makes the resulting mathematical calculation reliable. With the sample fully compressed and secured, you initiate the digital test sequence on the interface. Inside the chamber, the meter sends a mild, controlled electrical current directly through the compacted grain. As the current travels, the built-in electronics analyze the resistance and cross-reference that raw electrical data against the specific crop profile you selected in Step 1. Simultaneously, the internal processor applies a secondary mathematical adjustment to account for the ambient temperature, which also affects conductivity. All of these variables calculate together in seconds, culminating in a single locked-in moisture percentage displayed clearly on the screen. The instrument successfully translated the physical state of a few handfuls of grain into actionable data. We can now take that number off the screen and apply it to the surrounding silos of the feed mill. That specific moisture percentage determines exactly where the truckload waiting on the scales will be routed. This flowchart outlines the 4 distinct outcomes based on the reading. Depending on the threshold, the grain will either clear for long-term safe storage, require immediate routing to the dryer, need targeted aeration, or head straight into active processing. With the routing decision made, empty the measuring chamber completely and brush it clean, prepping the instrument for the next inbound delivery. By treating the preparation, filling, and compression steps with strict consistency, you convert a simple meter reading into a reliable operational standard. That standard is the primary mechanism feed mills use to protect their grain and their financial margins from devastating spoilage.